but they knew they didn't like her. She was rude, cold, and didn't know anything about formal etiquette. She would place the plates in front of the guests the wrong way, pour the wine the wrong way, handle silverware and glassware the wrong way. She was all sorts of wrong for the type of event they wanted. Uncle, being a little more slightly rational than my aunt, kept her from going all bridezilla on the catering company and quietly asked the manager that she was replaced. Manager said okay, but that she would be on call if someone called in sick or something. There would still be enough staff to provide smooth service on their wedding day. Morning of the wedding, one of the staff member goes to the bridal suite to bring mimosas to the bride, her makeup artist, hairstylist, and wedding planner. The room had this huge balcony overlooking the outdoor venue full of flowers, water fountain, decorations, etc. The doors to the balcony were wide open, and a bee came in to chill on the bouquet. The bouquet that staff member had to move in order to put down the tray of mimosas. She got stung and had a big reaction, probably allergic to be honest. That girl was way too professional about it because she left the room without bringing attention to herself. Went directly to take some Benadryl and was sent to the hospital by her manager to be monitored for anaphylaxis. You probably guessed it, but they had to call another server to replace her. Here comes Miss Clumsy Waitress. Oh my goodness. I find it so weird, like, they still kept her on call instead of firing her. Like, if you get a direct complaint about someone and you choose to still keep them, I don't know.
You are the problem.
So I don't know what her manager had told her the week prior about her poor performance as to why she was only on call, but the woman was anxious. First, she knocked over the makeup artist's palette when she went to the bridal suite to clear off the empty mimosa glasses. Oh, absolutely not. Oh God. If I had personally asked for someone not to be at my wedding and they showed up and the first thing they did was like knock over something, I would be livid. The makeup artist says she was insured for that kind of thing, but my aunt paid for it anyway. About half of it was destroyed. Uncle intervened and said that Miss Clumsy Waitress was not to be seen near the bride if she still wanted to cater the event. Then the champagne flutes incident. She was shaking like crazy. Oh dear Lord. Like, I understand being really nervous. Listen, those like trays of glasses, those are really heavy. If any of you guys haven't served before, you should know that when a server carries like trays of plates and glasses, that is really, really heavy. And if you want to be a server, you have to be honest with yourself about being able to carry one of those trays. And if you can't, you either have to get a ton of practice before you even consider doing like a classy event like this, or maybe rethink being a server, because speaking from experience, I could not for the life of me balance one of those trays. I think that's why I like got fired from a restaurant. So I sympathize with her, but at the same time, I don't know. You gotta find another line of work, bestie.
Resign.
So she was shaking like crazy, so the manager asked her not to touch anything and just pour the champagne. That another colleague would bring the tray. But when the wedding planner asked if the champagne was ready because we were waiting for glasses for a toast, she took it as, bring them yourself right now. Oh. Bless your heart. So she took the tray and dropped it instantly, shattering half of the champagne flutes the bride and groom bought. They still had more spares, but a few of the guests had normal, non-crystal champagne glasses because of that. Also, rip Dom Perignon, you will be missed. After that, my uncle was furious at Miss Clumsy Waitress, but also at the manager, saying he didn't want to see her anymore. That's when she disappeared for a few hours. To be quite frank, I feel like the only person who's really at fault here is the manager for some reason not taking the bride and groom seriously when they say, I don't want to see this person anymore, and still sending them out to serve people. After multiple mistakes, after multiple requests, there's only 40 people and they spent a lot of money on this wedding to make sure everything's perfect. They're super accommodating, super generous. They deserve first class service. So the fact that this manager didn't like heed the warning, So when the Cabernet incident happened, it was the last straw. When I was gone trying to dry off my dress and change underwear, he made a toast. Don't know if my aunt embellished it over the phone, but basically he said he loved everyone present for their big day and that he was sorry if he thought we all deserved the best. Money can't buy qualified staff anymore. Ooh, the tea. Oh, tea. And that he hoped to make it back to all of us with all the love he had for us. Something very passive-aggressive toward Miss Clumsy Waitress, but saying he loved us and was happy we were all there. When I saw Miss Clumsy Waitress crying when I came back from my room, she'd been there for the whole speech. My table neighbor who got a wine shower with me went to see her. I think it's best you just leave now. The rest of the evening was perfect, a truly wonderful time for everyone. The catering company reimbursed my aunt and uncle for the crystal glassware they had gifted them. Apparently the venue also gave the newlyweds and my mother, who paid for the dress, a free stay at their establishment, which my mother gave to my grandmother as a gift instead. They then reimbursed us for the dry cleaning and had Miss Clumsy Waitress on probation. She was fired a week later. So yeah, basically I'm not an a-hole according to them, and my aunt's niece niece got to change her dress on site when it was deemed inappropriate. And this clumsy waitress probably took another career path. Please wish the couple a happy 10th anniversary. Happy 10th anniversary! So happy for you! One more edit, which I think is important from OP. Irmagerd. I love that your name is Irmagerd. So I had people DM me on how rude the waitress really was at the rehearsal, so I figured I'd add it. I do not want to shame Miss Clumsy Waitress further, especially on things that she said. Not that she did. Because of how it could have been interpreted. That's why I didn't go into details in the post. But here it goes. When Aunt arrived for the rehearsal, they were dressed in fancy casual clothes, is the best way I can describe it. I saw pictures and pretty sure it was from their last shopping spree at Holt Renfrew or Nordstrom. Oh, you're Canadian, I see. Well, Miss Clumsy Waitress kind of shamed them for being overdressed and acting like big shots. From my aunt's retelling, it was along the lines of, "You can't impress us, leave the act for your social media followers." Ironically, neither of them are on social media other than maybe Facebook for my aunt, because it gives her extra lives in her mobile game if she's connected with Facebook. And a private account on Instagram to share photos with family. She follows 3 people and has the same amount of followers, and my uncle's on LinkedIn. That's it. That's besides the point. Later, she told my aunt to calm down about the way the silverware was placed at the table. Excuse me? As long as your guests have a knife and fork, you don't have a say in the way we arrange your utensils. You are not Queen Elizabeth, and even then, okay, you know what? I'm actually realizing back when I first moved to Toronto and I was looking for a job, I actually answered like a job posting for like a wedding catering company or like just a catering company. Before we got hired, we had to go through this literal training session that taught us where to put forks and knives and glasses and plates on a table for fine dining. Okay, this is something that we had to do before we even got the job. And then based on our performance at this, we got the job. God, did I even do that job? That was like 12 years ago. Did I even host an event? I feel like I did. Oh my God, I did do that. I think I just did it once though. Yeah, because I didn't like carrying the trays. It was heavy! She does have a say in the way that you arrange the utensils, actually. When my uncle made sure with the manager there would be only one large table for all guests, no segregation, just this big table with the bride and groom at one end, their children at the other end, and 15 to 20 guests on each side, request that was agreed upon earlier, he was just confirming Miss Clumsy Waitress said, "Well, that's not a wedding, that's a dinner party." Like, literally... When the glassware came into the conversation, when uncle and aunt decided to buy better wine glasses because they didn't like the ones they had and knew it was too last minute to ask for different ones, Miss Clumsy Waitress said, "No one ever complained about our glasses before. Wine is wine. If you drink enough of it, you might forget to be obnoxious the day of your wedding and everyone will be thankful for it." Oh no. She said that to the bride and groom? How she even still was allowed to like be on call and didn't get fired? I'm sorry, but that's just negligence. Those are examples that come to mind. Like I said in my post, I had a pretty long conversation with my aunt, so I might have omitted some things. Needless to say, she was not worried about that anymore. She loved the dress and probably had an amazing meal with a decent staff in Italy. So, my dears, it's pretty plain to see. You are not the a-hole.